Hello students, in this session let us learn few things about urban transportation planning, which includes what is the need for the urban transportation planning, what is the system approach to the planning, and also how we can integrate different mode of transportation for the sustainable development. So now let us first look into the what are the various urban transportation problems that we are facing every day, which is demanding for the better transportation facilities. So the very first problem what we are facing is the congestion on the streets. So it's a more serious effect what we are facing. Because of the urbanization, the number of vehicles that are on the road is also being increases. That is resulting in the more congestions on the streets, which is both in terms of the time. So time in the sense we are require more travel time. The delays are increasing because of more number of vehicles on the road. The delays is increasing, and also we are it is demanding for the much more better roads, the widened road. So what we are having, the present system of road is not being sufficient for the cater to the existing demand. So that requires for the better improvement of the facilities that has been provided in the urban region. The second problem is the difficulty to provide door-to-door facilities. I mean to say that motor vehicles are meant to provide the door-to-door facilities. So we will start our journey from your home. You will take your vehicle and you will end up at the place of your destination where you are supposed to go. Okay, so here with the one single of mode of transportation you can reach from your origin to the destination end. But because of the urban transportation problem, it is not possible for you to stop your vehicle wherever you require. For example, you're starting from your home, you want to reach some market, you cannot stop your vehicle right in front of the shop what you want to purchase, correct? So you need to park your vehicle somewhere else and then go to your particular shop, buy things and come back. Okay, so it is hindering that door-to-door facilities what is being possible from our personal motor vehicles, that is being impossible with the urban transportation. So next also we have facing lot of difficulty to park your vehicle. It is finding very impossible to park your vehicle in the center of the cities, correct? We have to park your vehicle somewhere else and walk to a longer distance to reach your destination. So with the growth of the vehicles, we are finding difficulty in parking your vehicles. So next it comes to restriction to the loading and unloading of vehicles. So it is especially for the commercial establishments, so where we need to frequently load and unload the goods. Since there is no adequate place to park your heavily loaded commercial vehicle within the city limits, so it is almost being impossible for loading and process of loading and unloading of the goods in the morning. So you just have to wait till the night when the traffic becomes less, and then you can start with the loading and unloading of your goods into the commercial vehicles. So next is as the result of congestions, delays are increasing and we are wasting a lot of our time in the traffic jams. So because of that reason, the drivers are get stressed because of the delay, so that is also mentally disturbing the road users. Apart from that, the accident rates along with the growth of vehicles, the traffic accidents are also increasing, which is taking a great toll of human life every year. So apart from this, we are finding a problem with the environmental pollution. So that can be an air pollution because of the exhaust gas, though, which will release toxics into the atmosphere, and also noise pollution to the adjacent streets and joining area that is reaching an intolerable limits. And also due to the movement of the vehicle, we are just finding certain vibrations in the building, and also it is affecting the visual intrusions of the all the structure. So it is spoiling the beauty of the entire city. So these are the some of the urban transportation problems that we are facing each and every day. So to address all these problems, we require better transportation facilities. Maybe we need to improve our facilities, or with the help of the existing facilities, we should look into how we can utilize it at its best. So as a traffic engineers, it is our duty to minimize the congestions, delays, and minimize the parking related issues, number of accidents, provide better safety to the road users. So we'll look how transportation planning can be done. So far we discussed on what are all the urban transportation problem. Next is how to overcome it, how to minimize those problems that we are facing with the increased number of vehicles. So let us take an example of our own city. What traffic we had 10 years earlier, it is not remaining the same now. So number of vehicles are increasing day by day. To cater for the demand, we started widening our roads. We constructed many flyovers and also metros facilities are being provided now. But what will happen in future? Is the traffic remain same? Obviously not. Still the vehicles are increasing day by day. So here just planning the facility for the present need, it's not sufficient for you. You have a congestion, increasing the width of the road is not a solution. By providing a signalized intersection, that is not a basic solution. So here whenever you want to have a long term solution, you should look into the what is the cause, what is the reason behind increased number of vehicles. So there it comes the interdependence of land use and transportation. So it's clearly say that so what is the number of vehicles that are increasing day by day, that is mainly dependent upon the land use characteristics of the particular place. So how it works? So imagine you don't have any establishments. Bangalore outskirt, it is now developing. You take Electronic City or the Silk Port, any places. So 5 years back there was nothing over there, but now software company occupies those places. Now people started moving towards that particular places. So you have nothing is there in some particular place. You build an industry there. It will attract people towards the industry. So like that, so once the land use characteristics changes, your transport to that particular place will also changes. So here what is causing your transportation is the land use pattern. So here to have a long term solution for the traffic related issues, you need to have a control on how your land use is being changed each and every day. So this idea was given by Michael and Rapkin in 1954. So here as per them they stated that urban transport was a function of land use. You change your land use pattern, your transportation pattern will also change. Okay, so they have observed the various activities called land generated. So here particular land use characteristics will generate your transportation. For example, as I told you, you have an industry. So the industries will attract the people towards it. So if you don't have anything, why do the people go there? There is no reason for the people to travel to that particular place where there is nothing. Okay, so but you start building some change your land use pattern, make it useful, so people will start moving towards that. So that is what it says. So they have observed, so the all your transportation are based upon the land use, so that we call it as the generated. So different kind of land use patterns will generate different amount of traffic. Industries, so our college, every day so many students will come. You start a college, students will start coming towards that. You have an hospital, people will start moving towards the hospital. So that you call it as the generated traffic. Okay, so they have also concluded that provisions such as just improving your physical structures or just widening your roads, providing an intersection, signalized, providing the signals, that's not just a solution for your traffic related issues. So what we really need is we should you should have a proper control on the land use pattern. So there should be a proper planning guidance on the control of your land use pattern. So after Michael and Rapkin, there is another researcher called Buchanan. He has also emphasized the interrelationship between the traffic and the buildings in the town. So there we had a relation between the traffic and land use. So here he has related the traffic with the buildings in town. So he states that in any particular town, the traffic takes place because of the buildings. In fact, all movements, so you will start with the building and you will end up in a building. So the pattern traced by the traffic is closely related to the manner in which the buildings are arranged. So more number of buildings, so that attracts more number of people. So for example, compared to the residential area, your industrial area will attract more number of people, because there you will have a better employment opportunity. So like that, how your buildings are arranged, so that will uh, you can relate that with the number of traffic that is being generated to that particular place. So let us now look into how the transportation planning need to be done. So here the flowchart here represents what are the various steps involved in the transportation planning. So the first step here is the decision to adopt planning. So once the problem is identified, you need to decide your plan to minimize that particular problem. So for example, we'll go with an example. We'll take an intersection. So in an intersection, you are finding a lot of delays and also number of accidents are more. So now that is our problem. Our intention is to minimize the delays and to provide a better safety in the intersection. Okay, so that is the decision to adopt your plan. So next we have the problem definition and formulation of the goals. So here we need to define our problem. What is exactly that is causing the delays? That need to be defined. And next is you need to formulate your goals. So when you formulate the goals, so that can be like, first goal will be to minimize the number of accidents, to minimize the accidents, to increase the travel time, minimize the delays. Along with that, so you should have a sustainable goals like that. For example, minimum disturbance to the environment. So all those things can be a goal. So that problem need to be identified, and you need to formulate your goals in the beginning itself. The next stage is the solution generations. So now for the particular problem, there will be n number of solution. So now here you have to look into that, what are all that various solution that can be implemented to minimize the delay in the intersections. So that can be, intersection delays can be minimized by providing the signals, or make your road one way, or construct an flyovers. So like this you will get n number of options. So like for any particular problem, what are all the possible solution, all that you need to generate, keeping in the minds of what is the problem constraints, potentials, and future, whether that system what you're going to do now, whether that will work even in the future or not, that need to be keep it in mind when you generate the solution. So now for one problem, to minimize the delay in the intersection, we have many number of solutions. Okay, so next step is analyze all the possible solution what you have in your hands, and evaluate all the possible alternatives. Evaluation may be in terms of the construction difficulties, what is the cost of the construction you require, what is the environmental distraction that may occur during the construction, how much delay people can face during the construction phase. So and the budget involvement, so where do you get the money from, and how you can plan your work. So all those things need to be evaluated. So after evaluating all the possible alternatives, so you need to come out with the one best solution, so which will solve your problem. Okay, so here once you decide with your solution, next go for the implementation. So whatever you have decided in the previous step, the work need to be implemented, and you need to leave the facility for the operation. So after constructing the facilities and road users started using it, your work is not done yet. So you need to have a frequent study on the performance assessment. So you need to frequently check whether the what system you have provided, it is working well, whether it is really a good solution for what was the problem which was stated earlier. So in any stage, if you find the system is not working properly, you may have to go back to the previous step. So that may be here in the solution analysis, maybe analysis stage you ended up with the wrong solution, maybe go back to the previous solution, find out what is the another solution which will helps to solve your problem. Or else maybe the other possibility is that what is the problem you have defined, that itself might be the wrong. So if the system is not working efficiently, you may have to go back to the previous stage and look thoroughly and come back repeat our entire procedure so that you can minimize the number of problems that you're facing because of the increased number of vehicles. The last topic under this module is intermodal transportation. As we all know, we have different modes of transportation, that is roadways, railways, waterways, and the airways. So, integrating all these modes, we can call that as the intermodal transportation. So, intermodal refers to the two or more. So, when you to transport any particular freight or goods, so when you use two or more modes of transportation, the cooperation between these transportations, we call it as the intermodal transportation. So the intermodal transportation is really advantageous when you want to transport your goods from one place to other places. So now let us look into what are the advantages when you use intermodal transportation. So the first and basic advantages is the speed. So you can achieve a quick transportation using the intermodal transportation. So all you just need to select is what is the mode that you are going to choose. So you can avoid unnecessary stops, unnecessary loading and unloading, the documentation which is required. So all those can be minimized and you can achieve the high speed. The second advantages of intermodal transportation is its cost efficiency. So we all know it well, the rail transportation and the transporting your goods via ships are very cheap compared to your roadways and the airways. What is the fuel required for you to run your rails, or the fuel required to haul unit length of the ships are very less compared to the roadway. So you can save a lot of money when you transport your goods via using the intermodal transportation. So, and also intermodal transportations are environmental friendly because the carbon footprints what we get out of the railways and the waterways are very less compared to the what is the carbon dioxide and monoxide emission when it comes to the road transportation facilities. So it almost the carbon footprints are reduced by 83% when we use intermodal transportation. The next advantage is flexibility and convenience. So we have a lot of flexibility to move out your traffic. So and also we have the lot of technology that is being developed in the last few years. So with the help of it, your intermodal transportation has become very convenient, and so we can also you can track in a real time where your goods have been reached. So that is what the flexibility and convenience what we are having with the intermodal transportation. And also these are all the very safest mode. The quality of the services offered by the intermodal transportation makes it very safe option to use. So you will not have a fear restriction related to the loading and unloading, and might otherwise it's during shipping process, so that itself is a tedious job. So you don't need to worry. All you require is you can transfer the entire container. So it is possible in the intermodal transportation, just load all your goods into one single container, so that container can be moved from various mode. The same container can be taken on the railways. You can move the container into the ships. On same way you can take that on a trucks also. So here the safety is more and also risk of theft on your goods that can also be minimized when we use intermodal transportation. And another advantages using the intermodal transportation is its reliable capacity. Okay, so we all know your ships and railways carry a much higher amount of goods compared to your roadways and the airways. So when we use intermodal transportation, you can transport a much larger amount of goods but less cost, higher speed, and also minimum disturbance to the environment.